1, prepare.
We're not prepared.
Check that off the list. 2, stay sober.
Not happening.
Welcome to the best kind of worst.
No one fucking cares.
Everyone cares.
Who?
I care.
Dick suck.
So there I am in the parking lot. Underwear and a guinea.
Hang out in the back seat of a 7-Eleven.
It's an Emma!
We might die.
So you want to talk about those lesbians?
We need a Bay update.
I slept on the fucking tile!
Can we have that on the podcast? I left a beer and a Red Bull in the office.
I didn't say it in the mic, but you just did. I could say it again.
Like that's the greatest example of work right there.
That's yeah. Beer and Red Bull, babe.
Yeah.
Beer and Red Bull. That's what work's about. YOLO.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
What? What's wrong with that?
I was waiting for it to kick in, and you cut it so soon.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't want to fucking... I played like 20, 30 seconds, didn't I?
I know. And I was like,
my math off?
I was like, you played early, and I was like, oh, I hope he goes all the way to like kicks in, because if not...
I wanted to, but I'm
left here with my dick in my hand.
Starts.
God.
I just love how it starts. It's such a good start.
I'm left here with my dick in my hand.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Don't worry. I'll finish you off later, okay?
Like when that bass drops...
Oh, I know. I know. That's a good spot. But I love the beginning. I love how it starts.
At work,
always loved how it started. It's just so funky.
Oh, it's great. They don't make beats like that anymore. And I know,
fuck no.
I'll give Kanye a lot of credit. Kanye can make a beat.
I like Kanye's beats. He makes some good stuff. Dude's completely insane at this point, but that's all right. Because insanity makes good beats.
I'm gonna steal
even his fucking sermon he did when he was jamming out there. That was a good ass beat.
I'm gonna steal a kind of a quote from Rogan. Is he crazy or is that just him? He's just a little different.
Well, but that doesn't mean he's not crazy.
Yeah, but I think
it is just him, and he is different. But I think there's some crazy in there that makes that happen.
And then conversely, you
gonna watch all his interviews and tell me the guy's not a fucking maniac?
No, I think obviously he's playing on a different field, but
playing in a different game, babe. A different game.
Sometimes
ain't no fucking ball field.
But do you need to be that off sometimes to be that creative? I think there's something to that.
No, yeah, absolutely. I definitely think a lot of that plays off of each other for sure. You got to be a little different to be a certain level of creativity, right?
Yeah, I think you have to be a little bit of. I think you have to be a little bit of fucked up to deal with some of the shit that celebrities have to deal with every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
yeah,
and
if you're not, it'll make you fucked up.
Like I was like YouTube was just playing and it kicked on to Dr. Drew moved to your mom's house. They're trying to do a network, I think, kind of like what Rogan does, except they have other.
Okay, I was wondering what's been going on with that because I've been seeing Tom and Christina post Dr. Drew clips. But I just didn't really understand what was going on. So I guess that makes sense.
So Tom and Christina bought a studio.
Nice.
Because they used to do it just out of their home.
Out of their house, yeah.
Yeah. So now they have Dr. Drew. I think on Wednesdays at night. Yep. It's called Dr. Drew After Dark.
Yep.
And they also got.
I saw he had was Brad Williams. Is that is that his name?
Yeah, the midget.
The midget. Yeah. I saw a clip from that was fucking hilarious about him wrestling and just strangling 40-pound kids.
I've never seen a Brad Williams comedy, but he did a.
Oh, he's funny. He's funny. I've seen a couple little clips from him.
He did Bert's cooking show, and I every time that drops, I watch it.
That's cool.
If you guys haven't seen Bert Kreischer's Something's Burning, the other day he was like, it's almost doing better than my podcast sometimes. Like, it's crazy. It was him and someone else, and they got so drunk, Brad actually falls and hits the floor. Like, face plants. It was great.
Yeah,
but
that's
no,
great. I haven't watched that in a while. I haven't seen that one.
Dr. Drew, it played his episode with Christina or Tom. I forget who it was. but this is weeks before that Cardi B shit happened. Mm-hmm. And he's like, someone that like with that much going for them, like, something bad's coming at some point. And I was like, oh shit, like he like kind of called it, because I hate Dr. Phil, but I do like Dr. Drew because at least he tries to keep it real. Yeah,
I've definitely heard from some stuff from him in the past, and seems fairly accurate.
But yeah, he kind of just he does kind of like it's kind of like an X-rated Loveline. Like his old Loveline show. Okay. But then he also breaks down some of Your Mom's House videos because
nice.
He was like...
Just like they do the videos?
Yeah, well...
does he break down their videos?
Yeah, he breaks down their videos of whatever they play. Because like Christina's obsessed with shit, and then Tom thinks that every like piece of shit person is a cool guy. So he's fascinated by them, and like, cause they kind of broke it down. He's like, I kind of thought it was like not real. He's like, but you honestly think like these people are funny, and like Tom was like, I don't think you get it, Drew. My life goal is to make a comedy special that breaks my mother's heart. and Drew's like, that's not a goal.
I mean, it is a goal.
He's like, even as a little kid, whenever I would like get in trouble or I'd say something stupid, like every time she would be like, mi madre, Thomas. He was like, I would just laugh. Like that made my day.
That's right, because he's Latin or something, right? Where's he? He's
Peruvian.
Got some Peruvian, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some of that Latino blood in him.
He speaks, like when Tom speaks Spanish, it is grammatically to a T. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks beautiful Spanish.
Just looks like a bald white man.
Yeah. They I think Bert's gonna be the next one to do a studio because he dropped by their studio, and he was like, I got to do something like this because like his wife has a podcast now too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
And I found this out just by watching I forget what I watched, but the reason why. Because I always thought like Tom and Christina's new set is kind of strange. It's supposed to look like an old throwback steakhouse. And I don't know if it's a gimmick or not. I assume it was a gimmick, but
it's a gimmick.
They teased that McDonald's was sponsoring them for weeks, and they actually painted it like the yellow and red like McDonald's.
Oh, that's funny.
For a couple episodes. And then like they came out one episode and they're like, I think they finally watched it and they realized Your Mom's House isn't
what they got into.
Isn't a for mothers and babies podcast.
That's funny. But yeah, the Brad Williams is he's funny. I've seen a couple clips of him. I think he did one of those. God damn it! Now I'm losing.
He did one of the degenerates, like Joey Diaz, the 30 minutes.
Yeah. I saw that, but he did. I'm pretty sure he did one of those. What are those short clips? Like Ari hosted it for a while.
Oh, this is not happening.
Yeah. This is not happening. I think he did one of those.
Yeah,
that I saw,
did.
Or something.
He did,
yeah. He's funny, and he was talking to Dr. Drew, and just the one clip I saw on Instagram. And he was saying something about like all the laughs he gets or something like that about, being on stage in front of thousands of people. He's like, but I'll give it all up to just to see the look in the eyes of a father as a midget pins his 40-pound kid or something like that. I was fucking dying. It was fucking great. It's fucking great.
Hold on.
He's like, because I don't weigh that much, but I'm compact.
Yeah.
I'm compact, and you just got these tall, skinny, lanky kids, and he just throws them around.
That's hilarious.
It's funny. Yeah.
This one's for you.
I guess. Uh-oh. What'd you get? Oh shit! Is that really for me, or are you just fucking with me? You on the dark side or are you on the light side, babe?
That's that sugar-free 8.4 ounces of liquid gold.
God damn right it is, babe. I've been drinking the total zero ones the last week or so. Mm-hmm. Those are pretty good. Yeah, my Red Bull addiction is back in full swing.
So I was going to ask you this: is your refrigerator at work fully stocked with those things?
I wouldn't say it's fully stocked, but pretty much everybody or 90% of everybody in the office brings a handful of them in every day. We haven't gotten on the list that we're hoping to get on that gets you a shipment. Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten on that list yet. Hopefully we will. It'd be nice to have a monthly supply or something like that. Don't know if that'll happen, but
it's like Zephyr Hills water.
Maybe you just get that shipment, get that direct to the source shipment. So, but we're pretty much all like, I gave them up for years. Honestly, I didn't drink. I would drink one every once in a while, but for the most part, I stopped drinking energy drinks and all that.
Well, when they started coming out with like the flavored ones, like the that acai flavor they have is delicious.
Dude, some of those flavors are fucking amazing. The cranberry, they got a bunch of new ones now too. There's a new peach one.
Ooh,
you gotta get yourself that hitter. Only problem, it's not a sugar-free one. Some of the flavors are sugar-free, some of them are not. I wish the peach one was sugar-free because I would drink it every day. It's so good.
I know you don't like
a sugar-free pear. The pear is fantastic.
I know you don't like hearing this, but I love those new bangs. No sugar, no carbs, none of that. Mm-hmm. They're delicious.
Well, it's nice. It's nice when you can get nothing. No sugar, no carbs. That's why I've been drinking the Total Zeros.
Yeah,
because it's completely zero everything, and they still taste very similar to a Red Bull. They, with any sugar-free option,
that's the
you're
gray
gonna
can,
have
right?
slight. Yes, because they have the sugar-free that's the light blue rather than the dark blue,
Yep.
but then they have the Total Zero that's gray and silver.
Yeah, it's tasty too. I personally,
it's good.
I personally prefer the taste of the sugar-free over the sugar, which is usually
I
the
love
opposite,
the sugar-free.
Right?
Yeah,
it's usually
absolutely.
the opposite. It's like, this is
the sugar-free.
kind of good. The sugar-free for me is much better than the sugar version.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. There is something about cracking a classic though. Every once in a while,
Oh, you definitely get a little bit more.
Do like that classic?
You get a little more boost.
Because there's 40 grams of sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
But the sugar-free is fantastic. The Total Zeros get a slightly different taste, but God, they're good. I've been drinking them like the last 2 weeks, a little bit here and there.
I
try not to drink too many a week,
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
limit myself to a couple a week. But fuck, when we were in Abu Dhabi, literally every room you walk into, there's a cooler, and it's always fully stocked, and then there's a cooler of water. So you drink a Red Bull, you drink a water, you drink a Red Bull, you drink a water. You end up drinking 4 or 5 a day sometimes.
Speaking of,
I was having to limit myself to 2. I was like, no. One day I had 3 or 4. I was like, that's way too many in one day. My heart's gonna blow. No.
No, it actually would take like obviously.
It'd take a lot.
Obviously, emergency room visits ever since energy drinks became like a common drink to have throughout the day, they've increased. Yeah. But I mean, it takes a lot.
Oh, it takes a lot. People just get out of hand, right? Well, go and do 600 Jaeger bombs.
When you see it happen, you like the first thing is, how long has it been since you've been to sleep? And it's like 3-4 days. Like, okay, like.
Jeez,
the energy drink didn't help this
because they're just
this isn't the
it didn't
sole
necessarily
reason.
Cause it. Yeah,
you've just made terrible decisions all week.
Yeah, you've just been a shitty person. But fuck, when I was in college,
and then you get the idiot.
In college, I lived on them. Yeah, I didn't sleep for weeks at a time.
Yeah, and then you get the idiot kid that's like, I had 10 today. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, what did you think was going to happen?
That's ridiculous.
Like they have like Red Bulls have like 84 to 86 milligrams of caffeine. That's north of 800.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
That's like way too much.
You know me, I'll sip coffee all day long, but I heard someone.
But you're sipping on it.
Yeah, I heard someone the other day say I have probably 16, 18 shots of coffee a day, and I was like, what?
You don't pound cups. You don't pound cups of it. You sip on it all day.
If I'm super tired, I'll make like a French press, and I'll kick back 5 shots. One after another.
Yeah.
But I'm not drinking coffee for like 6 hours.
Yeah, then you're good. You're going.
I'll pour a cup the rest of the way, half and half with water, make like an iced Americano. That way, it's like maybe 2 shots in there.
Yeah, I'll waters it down for you.
I'll sip that the rest of the day until probably the evening. But if you're just every hour hitting back 2 shots, like, you got a problem. You have a problem. But no, speaking of Bang's, Monster is suing Bang, and Bang is suing, and like Bang returned the favor and sued them. Because I guess Bang is destroying their market share.
So what is that? How can they sue them for that?
The loss.
It's not their fault. It's not their problem.
Bang's CEO, it's the same people that make Redline. Which, if you guys have never had Redline is not something that you need that you take like to get your day going. It is a pre-workout. I put it in pre-workout category.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
Get yourself one on Amazon. They're delicious.
I haven't had one in a while.
They're delicious.
Once that stock ran out.
Yeah, I think they're.
I haven't bought any more.
That is a wonder. It's a little like 2-ounce hitter. It's wonderful.
Get you that juice. Get you that jolt right in the morning. A little hitter.
But yeah,
shit's good.
The Bang CEO, his Instagram he's a piece of trash, but he posts a bunch of pictures of Walmart, and it's an entire row of an entire aisle of Walmart dedicated to Bang, because I guess the prices just came down, so they were slinging them for like $2 a can.
Damn.
At Walmart.
Plus they got like 100 different flavors.
Yeah, and they're selling so many now.
Yeah, they've taken off for sure. I see people drinking them all the time now.
Monster came out with like a Redline S type drink, and it's the same bottle. It's the same shit. And Monster sued them for something that he posted. The CEO Bang posted.
I want to know why Monster could.
Hold on.
I want to know why Monster sued him.
I'll pull it up, because the CEO, like I said, he's a piece of trash. So he put it doesn't make him a piece of trash, but he posted.
He put a comparison of their bottles.
No, he posted the lawsuit proceedings. He posted like the document they sent him.
It's actually kind of funny.
So
you know what? Now that you mention it, I do remember seeing a Monster bottle that looked like a Redline bottle recently.
So Bang's parent company is VPX. That's actually a Florida company.
VPX, I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, because they're suing them for false advertisement, which seems kind of stupid. So Bang. Okay, yeah. So Bang does advertise that there's a thing in their drink called super creatine, which I'm not sure that completely exists. Because
interesting.
Creatine, it is in liquid form, so I don't doubt there's creatine in
there's
the
actual
drink,
creatine,
right? Because
that's
the problem with like pill form vitamins, is a lot of like in post production, a lot of the elements in there kind of fall off. So a lot of times you're like, these vitamins are great. There's creatine in these vitamins, or there's creatine in these pills. I'm like,
you're only getting a little bit.
You're probably not getting much, right? It's like it's like when someone takes probiotic pills. I know I've only done half of medical school, but you don't get any.
Really?
The only way you get probiotics is in liquid form. Yeah. So like kombucha, yogurts.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear how Joey said kombucha?
Dude,
God damn it, man. And then Tom was like,
"That was fucking great."
You mean kombucha? He's like, "Yeah, kombucha, whatever, cocksucker."
Yeah, kombucha, whatever.
What did he fucking call it?
I can't remember. I'm trying to think about it. I remember laughing my ass off when he said it. I was heading to work. I remember exactly where I was driving because I was fucking laughing.
Yeah, you get the whatever he said. Yeah, and I've never seen Bang claim this, but I guess that some people are saying they claim to cure Alzheimer's disease, which that is just idiotic.
I couldn't see them trying to actually claim that.
Yeah, and if they did, like, that's just the CEO being like a fuckboy, right?
It's a gimmick, right? Yeah, it's a gimmick. It's obviously not going to do that. Well, but you got to understand, some of the people that are drinking these, could take that as being serious.
Yeah, especially when you're
so you do have to be careful, even if you're joking. Right? Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Monster is also claiming that VPX is engaging in false advertisement, detrimental to the energy drink industry and consumers at large. Complaints note that that copy on Bang's website implies that rival energy drinks are, quote, high sugar, life-sucking sodas masquerading as energy drinks. Most of them are sugar-free, or at least have sugar-free alternatives. So, I mean, if you do sell a sugar-loaded energy drink, I don't see the harm in Bang saying that, because you can. Years, like I believe all energy drinks should have no sugar, because everyone has them. Let's just do away with the sugar ones.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. You have the sugar-free options,
And if you look, the sugared ones are super high in sugar. So I don't mind Bang saying it, because Bang does
they
not.
Are very high.
They don't offer a sugar option, And
that's nice.
And that's been their
I wasn't sure if they had one or not.
No, they're all sugar-free. So that's their thing. So that's always been their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a case of we're getting hurt, and
yeah, I mean, one Monster has 27 grams is what this is saying. One serving.
Oh, yeah. So VPX turned around and sued them for a trademark infringement
with the bottles.
Yeah, because they literally, I saw the picture. It looks just like a red line.
That's funny.
I don't know. I think there's plenty of money to go around in the energy drink game. Just do better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I remember the first energy drink I ever did have. I think one of the first ones, maybe not the first one, but one of the first ones was a straight old school black and green Monster. And that tastes like horse. That tastes like piss.
Yeah, they're not great, are they?
The flavored ones. Flavored ones are great.
Some of their flavored ones, yeah, I've had them in the past. Some of the flavored ones are good, and honestly, their sugar-free options are the best ones. The Absolute Zero and the white can and the blue can. I mean, those are decent, and those are all sugar-free. The
sugar-free, I give it to Bang because I think the flavors are better. But yeah, before Bang, Monster, if you wanted a tasty, the thing with the Red Bull is 8.4 ounces. You kick it back.
Nah, man, you get that tall hitter, son. They got the tall options.
I'm just saying.
I don't ever buy. Who buys that 8-ounce kicker?
We only get the small cans here.
At least. Well, that's
within the last year,
not my problem.
Within the last year, they just got sugar free. It was only the sugar.
That's good. That's good.
But no,
but you got to think about where you're living. You come here and you get shit. They got the monster size cans of Red Bull now. Plus they have the in betweens. I like the in betweens. What's that, it's either a 12 or a 16? Yeah. Those are perfect. Because honestly, I think a Monster sometimes is too much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You get a Monster. When I go and I need some quick energy,
even a Bang.
Well, if I need some quick energy, I'll just grab an 8.4 Red Bull and just kick it back. Right?
Yeah, if you need that quick hitter.
If I can carry it and I'm walking, I'll get a Bang because I'm just going to sip it for a couple hours,
Yep.
I think it just depends on what you want to do that day,
Yeah, I like that. I like that middle size Red Bull hitter. That's the one to go with. Most stores have them on sale. Been getting fucking 3 for $7 or something. Mm-hmm. Can't beat that.
Very superstitious. What you got? How was this week?
Huh?
How was this week? What you got? Yeah, well, I mumbled. I mumbled so I gotta quit that, man.
It was a week. What? Good week. Another busy editing week. Not quite as crazy as a couple weeks ago, but another just busy editing week. Trying to make this push here. We got a couple more weeks of this push. Try and get everything out. Trying to get everything set up. We're working on getting all approvals on our apps we're building. We're working on getting approvals on all the videos we're editing. So it's just trying to launch something new is always a big push at the beginning. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I'll release a little more information here in the coming weeks as we set to launch. I know I've kind of explained a little bit about what we're doing, but we're gonna have apps for download. It's gonna be on YouTube to watch. Everything we're doing is gonna be free of charge. Just fucking find an app, find a YouTube page, whatever. Watch all them hitters. So it's just been just been an editing week.
It's not too bad.
What about you?
It's the last week, last push. You got
This is
it.
it.
Positive push.
You got it.
Positive
One more week.
push. Yeah. Just
1 week.
trying to.
One week.
I'm burned out. I'm tired. Want to change my nickname from Uncle Booba to Uncle Booba, the world champion of love.
Why?
I think I'm the world champion of love.
Why? How's this possible?
I don't know. No, I
like it.
I'm
not opposed to it.
When I was watching WrestleMania on Sunday, one of the my favorite commentator for WWE is Corey Graves. He got a ton of concussions in developmental, and WWE just told him, you got to retire. We can't we can't clear you to wrestle. I mean, we'll let you out. You can go to other promotion. If they'll clear.
Yeah.
We're not.
We're not going to do it.
And they go,
said, fuck it. Give me a commentator job.
Well, that's what they said. They go, we'll either let you out or let's give you a 2-year contract. See if you can do this commentary thing. Cause he was good at promos.
Yeah. Give it a try. Right.
He's like,
if you can cut a promo, you can commentate.
Well, he had a high, I wouldn't go that far. Cause I think people that can cut promos aren't high IQ in terms of the maneuvers and techniques. But,
well, I guess I can see that. But most people that can cut a flawless promo could do it. There's a lot of people that can cut a decent promo, but it's not great.
I'll agree with you up until you can't be a lead commentator. You can do color, you know?
Yeah. I'm not saying you're the lead guy.
He could be a lead guy, but obviously
you could get by.
Yeah, and they offered him a 2-year little trial deal. A 2-year contract to do commentary, and he worked his way up from developmental. Now he does both Raw and SmackDown. He's the only commentator who does both.
Damn. Wow.
And so, he's going through a it's not a messy divorce, but it is a divorce. And he doesn't talk about it much, but the other night on WrestleMania, he said something, and he's like, Michael Cole, when you refer to me, you call me Corey Graves, world champion of love. He was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm the world champion of love. He was like, on whose standards? He's like, are you going to argue with me? I was like, I don't know. He's like, do you have an argument against it? He's like, well, no. He's like, all right then. World champion of love.
Then I'm taking it. World champion of love.
I was dying laughing.
That's funny.
Nah, just the last week. Just positive push. Positive push.
Positive push. Positive push. Positive push.
Got a bad
nice. Well, yeah.
Sperm where you just kept fucking swallowing, saying this is the worst pina colada I've ever had.
God, that was one of the best lines. You got a
great.
real bad batch of those platanito sperms, thinking this is the worst pina colada I've ever had. Jeez.
Yeah.
How does a mind come up with that on the spot?
God, who the fuck knows?
I don't know. Did you see? Did you keep watching you at the fight last night? Did you watch a few, literally 2 more minutes, or did you cut it off?
No, I cut it off pretty quickly. Why?
Because Poirier got out of the octagon and Theo bum rushed him and was slapping the title.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I saw that on Instagram this morning. Yeah. Theo posted it.
Yeah, he was genuinely excited for him. That was cool.
Yeah, because he just had him on his podcast not that long ago, right?
Well, they're both from Louisiana.
He's a Poirier fan. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both from the same state.
But I think he had him on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
He had him on this past weekend.
Yeah. And then I didn't know this, but DC's from Lafayette, so DC was kind of tearing up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Louisiana's a tough place to grow up, man. Tough place to grow up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I saw Theo had posted a clip of it. That was good.
We had a bunch of fights this weekend that were real good.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I fucking I went against everything you wanted to say. Well, no, I guess you told me to do it, but
no, I told you get the 7-day. Try it out.
Yeah, so I did the 7-day trial of the ESPN Plus, because of the Lomachenko fight. Definitely had to watch that. I had only seen little clips of him, but when I watched his fight in December, I was so impressed, and that was him not even at 100%. He was what, a month or two off fucking shoulder surgery. Can't talk.
Torn labrum.
Yeah, I mean, he was only a couple months off of that going into that December fight, and he was still very impressive. And I'm like, all right, it went the distance. It went all, I think they did 12 rounds, and he ended up, getting the decision. Like, damn, this guy's good. So, I started looking into him a little more and was just like, God, this motherfucker is so fast. So I was like, well, I got to watch the fight, right? So it's either find it illegally or sign up for the ESPN Plus, since they give you that 7-day free trial. It's like, well, fuck it, just sign up for that. Wasn't overly impressed with the app. I didn't like how many times they went to commercial within the fight.
I remember I brought that up and you were like, how are they going to commercial? I was like, brother, they go to commercial. Beats the shit out of me, man.
Like a lot, though.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Go to commercial. It's like you're watching it on TV.
At least you watched a commercial.
What am I going to pay $5 a month for?
At least you saw a commercial.
Well, I know you didn't get commercials.
They cut to blank screen that just said we're in commercial. I was like, okay, great.
And I mean, I'd rather watch a commercial than that, right?
Yeah.
But get more than 6 commercials, please. Dude, I saw the same 6 commercials on repeat all night. They'd play 3, play another 3, play 3, play the other 3. Sometimes they'd start with the same one for like 5 breaks in a row. It'd be like a fucking Southwest commercial. I'm like, fuck off already. If you're gonna play commercials, play some fucking commercials.
Like, obviously, most of the time I'm just listening to it in the background. But I heard that.
See, I had nothing else to do.
I was
just laying around.
No, I'm just saying. I heard that Modelo commercial.
Oh yeah.
All night.
Yeah.
Because Modelo was a big sponsor last night, and I heard
very
them
annoying
all night last night. And it was the same. It was that and the Toyo Tires commercial with Forrest Griffin and TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, play something. Like, I don't want to hear this fucking 80 times.
Yeah. Over and over. Yeah, I know. It was like a commercial.
I never advocate for more commercials, but I was like, give me something different. I don't even remember. Please.
Well, give us a variety. If you're going to play, my thing too is like they would play 3 to 4 commercials every break. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like you watch a 3-minute round of boxing and then you got to watch 2 minutes of fucking commercials. Mm-hmm. Like, Jesus Christ. It was just a lot. And I felt like if you're paying $5, I mean, it's only $5 a month. That's not bad. I know we had talked. We thought it was like 7 or something.
Yeah, I don't.
Honestly, I think $5 a month is pretty fair. It's not. It's not bad. You do get a lot. I've been going through the app a little bit. They have like 6 Lomachenko fights on there that you can watch from the past. They've got a bunch of UFC stuff. I mean, they have a decent selection of backlog stuff that you can watch. Mm-hmm. I didn't dive that deep in. I think the app's a little clunky. It's not very easy to find stuff. I mean, it's easy to find stuff, but not necessarily specifics, right? So like because these random playlists would pop up. Like when I first logged in, it was like, oh, here's the best of Lomachenko because he's on tonight, so watch some of his stuff. So you click on that. Well, I went back the next day to try and find it because I wanted to watch one of his fights that I hadn't seen, and it took me a while to come across it. But for $5 a month, you get all kinds of sports. I still don't agree that you have to buy the pay-per-views for UFC because, like, I was able to watch the whole Lomachenko fight Saturday, all of it, like all the fights leading up to it, and then his fight for free. For free because I'm not even paying yet for it. But so that's nice. But as for the UFC having to pay, I think that's still horse shit.
Yeah, so like last night they did like Oli and I were on the phone for the last fight. It was I was wrong. It's not $49.95 on top of the $5 a month. It's $59.95.
It's ridiculous.
Like so for like last night you could either pay.
So you save $10.
Yeah. I don't know what. I can't remember the last time I actually paid for a pay-per-view. I'm sorry, UFC. So in my mind they were going for $64.95 pre-ESPN.
Yeah, something like that.
But last night you could pay $79.99 or $95, and it gave you a year of ESPN plus the pay-per-view, which like on paper seems like a really good deal because you get the year of ESPN for $20.
Yeah, and that's not bad.
Talk to me in 5 months when you either paid for
You get
one
it
or
for
two more
20 instead of 60.
Well,
Yeah.
talk to me in 3 or 4 months when either you've paid for another pay-per-view or maybe 2 pay-per-views, or you've done the opposite. You've never used it.
You're gonna realize, it's not really worth it.
You know, like I bet you I bet you there's no middle ground. Like I use it enough to warrant the $5. I bet you it's I don't use it, or I've used it way too much.
Yeah, I mean, $5 isn't bad, right?
No.
Especially if you're going to use it, if you're going to watch sports. But yeah, I don't agree with having to still pay a bunch for the UFC stuff. Now, if they keep having boxing stuff on there, it could be worth the $5 a month.
Well, they're exclusive with
but
Top
honestly,
Rank.
See, and that's the thing, because there are a lot of good Top Rank fights.
Yeah.
But fuck it, I just need Lomachenko to go to DAZN, and then I'm buying that. You know,
Yeah.
That's $10 a month, and you get all kinds of good boxing on that. Canelo's on there. Ryan, what the fuck's his last name? The guy that's under Canelo. Call him King Ryan. He's a good fighter. He's a good young fighter. Yeah, Canelo like mentors him, helps train him.
Is he
and
Mexican
shit.
too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real good fighter. He's looking real good. He just won a fight a couple weeks ago, so he's on DAZN now.
Well, DAZN just
under
got
Canelo, obviously.
DAZN just got Tyson Fury.
See, that's all I need is Lomachenko
Game
to just
changer.
fucking
That's a game changer.
work his way over there, and we're set.
It kind of fucks up the rematch between Fury and Wilder, but
Yeah, it's true. Well, maybe they can figure something out, right?
Showtime and HBO came together to do Mayweather Pacquiao, right? So DAZN
it's
and
possible.
DAZN and Premier Boxing
ESPN
need to just because people because you have in heavyweight boxing that's the big three. It's Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and the British guy. God damn it, Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua only likes to have his fights in his home country, and I get that.
Yeah,
because
fine.
Well, they do it in Wembley, and it aesthetically on the television looks wonderful.
Oh, it's great.
Because
it's great. Any fight I've ever seen at Wembley is amazing.
Well, because they sell out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing:
great.
They're selling the tickets for like $2. Like they don't make much off the gate, and like when you look at like a MGM Grand that seats like 12 to 15. Like the gate numbers are the same. It's like, how does that happen? Wembley seats 90. These tickets are like $5-10.
Cheap, but that's awesome.
That's great.
You know
that's great for the consumer.
Like tickets for stuff here is so expensive.
It's great for the consumer.
So expensive.
I'm not knocking
Try
it.
going to a fucking UFC fight.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. It's great for the consumer.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But
it's great.
He would do better if he wanted to fight more in the U.S. But
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think he gets beat by Wilder, and then Tyson again. I think Tyson won the first fight. I think Tyson beats Wilder, so I think Tyson's your pound for pound best heavyweight. But
yeah,
it's a coin flip. It's really a coin flip.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I had to choose two, it's Tyson and Wilder. I'd leave Joshua out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're definitely top.
Lomachenko's on a different level.
Dude, he is insane, man. He is insane.
I love when he dances because he
worked him.
His dad made him stop boxing and sent him to ballet school for 4 years.
Here's something that I recently learned when I was watching one of the old fights. I heard a commentary that obviously, like, I knew his dad was his trainer.
His dad's world class
for boxing, but so his mom is a gymnastics teacher and trained his sister, their daughter, in that. So I think that played into it as well.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. For the longest time, people kind of like I don't want to say dogged his father, but it was like he was a real good fighter too.
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't know, man. He's a little out there. He's at the ballet, the whatever,
Yeah. It's all
Lomachenko.
Ballet's footwork, man.
Lomachenko had, like we were talking about this last night, like almost like 300 and some odd amateur fights. He only lost once. And it's like, that's a lot of amateur fights, and two Olympic gold medals.
Yeah.
You worry in boxing that you just burned the kid out too early, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
He's 11-1, and now 12-1, and he's on a different level, and he's not taking any kind of hits. He's not taking any kind of hits.
No. Well, that's the thing. I mean, he got hit, but he wasn't getting hit hard.
The last guy to do any type of damage or hurting him was Linares, and Linares was he was like 25 pounds heavier than him. Lomachenko was going up 2 weight divisions, so it was like
to fight him. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that was probably the and he knocked him. It was a technical knockout, a beautiful liver shot. But Linares was visibly bigger than him, drastically bigger than him. So you knew with every one of those punches, it was going to tag him.
Absolutely.
It took him. I think it was a technical knockout in the 9th, the 10th. So I mean, it took him like 6 rounds to get the feel for it. But 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
If it ended in 9, then it was 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it ended in 10, it was just you knew it was coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then you had the UFC last night. Some great fights again last night, and I'm critical of UFC because I just don't think they pay the fighters enough, and I think that they don't give a shit about the fans. But they put on a show last night.
That doesn't mean they care about the fighters or the fans.
Look,
at that point.
Putting on a show has nothing to do with them.
The fighters put on a show.
Yeah, 100%.
Fighters, those fucking Poirier and Holloway. If those motherfuckers didn't get some big ass paychecks, they need to be rethinking their goddamn lives.
I'd love to see. I wonder if
Holloway, man, that dude is fucking tough. Holy shit.
His face is made of steel.
I was very surprised he was still going in that last round.
His face is made of steel.
Crazy.
Like, I want to see an X-ray.
Absolutely.
I want to see an X-ray.
God damn. His face was just busted up, and he was still giving it to him. And his cardio is what kept him in that fight for sure. Because he didn't look very tired at all in the last fight.
100%.
He didn't look tired at all. He was just busted the fuck up. Couldn't see, wiping blood off his face every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, no, I loved at the end when Holloway was like, they were like, do you think, because we were on the phone, you and I were saying this, I think Holloway messed up in not gaining weight for this fight because he was going up in weight class. Poirier looked visibly bigger, and kudos to Joe Rogan. He does do a fantastic job of those interviews in the octagon. He really does. He makes the fighters look really good, but also still asks them critical questions towards their game plan. And he asked about, do you think, you maybe should have gained some weight or whatever? And he was like, this is just the way I fight. And he's like, win 5 rounds. I gave him as best as I could. He was just a better fighter tonight. And then he was just like, I'll fight at any weight class. I'll fight it. Last night was, I think, 170. He's like, I'll fight at 85.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it. I'll fight at 205. And he's like, hey, DC, let's do it at 260. And I was like, Max, you cannot gain 100 pounds.
He can't
Relax.
Get that. He might have made the weight, but fuck, he needed to bulk up a little more. He didn't have the power Poirier had. He was just laying it on him. There was a huge difference in their shots and the damage they were doing,
Yeah. I mean, he definitely hit Poirier quite a few times.
He worked him. He worked him. I'm not saying it wasn't hard, but 3 of his were like, okay, here's one of mine, and you're gonna get fucking wobbly,
Yeah, so it looks
Poirier
like
was just laying it on him with the power.
It looks like Poirier got 30,000 and Max got 40,000 just for promotional stuff like Reebok and the stuff on the mat.
Yep.
And that's just
all you got.
That's public knowledge, but the payouts I don't have.
Payouts don't know yet.
But man, that's low. That is low for all the sponsors.
For sponsor stuff.
That's low. I'm sorry. That's low. And I know we're saying, 40,000 isn't a lot. That's
a lot of money, but
the amount of ads they're running, the amount of stickers in the octagon.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
That's
everything there. Yeah. Everything they're running, they're getting tons of money. Shit, that 40,000's already gone. That goes to the fucking trainers over the last couple months. That goes to, you know what I mean? That's already gone.
100%.
you got to know these guys are fighting full-time training, you know? That's money that they need to live on until the next fight, right?
100%.
Till the next big payday. So that 40 grand's already gone from paying people for all the training leading up to it. Plus some, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, no, those camps aren't cheap, you know?
No, fuck no. You got how many guys there helping you out every day? You got sparring partners.
Well, that's why...
you know, you got all big camps.
That's why you see fighters training at the Performance Institute, the UFC Performance Institute.
Yeah, and that's nice because they get access to that for free, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you get that, but you still need people on your team, right?
It's
that are going to be there with you.
I think they opened the Performance Institute because of the WWE Performance Center.
Yep. Okay.
To say they do this and it's like we have state of the art longevity training and all this, and I get what they're doing, but for me. And don't get me wrong, they have great coaches there. I think Forrest Griffin's one of their head coaches, and he's a Hall of Famer. But for me, that's a little gimmicky. You need those centralized camps where you have a coach for jiu-jitsu, a coach for wrestling. You know, you know, and you just got to like look at you didn't see this fight, but last night what is the guy's name? Damn it. Green.
Damn it.
It's not Green. Oh, Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree flew to Thailand and wanted to learn Muay Thai from, you know, Muay Thai originated in Thailand. He wanted to learn it from the people that have done it all their life versus, you know, high-level coaches in the U.S. There's tons of them. You're a UFC fighter. All you got to do is pick up the phone. And they're going to be like, obviously come, right? He goes to Thailand and he's like, I want to learn the real way. And he's never looked better. I tweeted this out last night. I wonder how many fighters watched the first round of that fight and went, I think I need to go to Thailand for a couple of weeks. I mean, he was doing the stance. His whole stance changed. That's the fight that I said should have been stopped in the second round. That's my one of my biggest takeaways from last night is that fight, the Khalil Roundtree fight, that was a 10-7 round in the second for me. And I believe the fight should have been stopped. I think that guy took an entire additional round of, you know, just face battering beatings. You know, the same could be said about...
Whole round of CET.
Yeah, like Kelvin Gastelum last night, the co-main, Kevin Gastelum and Israel Adonashe, the Stylebender. It was 5 rounds of great fighting. But in the 4th round, Adesanya started tagging him, and then the last minute of the 4th round, he just kept knocking him down, and I was going, you know, obviously we've seen fights where the guy gets one shot, knocks him out, and comes from behind and wins, but the 5th round played out exactly like I saw it. I mean, he just continued to batter him, and it was like, this is it. Like, stop the fight.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Rogan, the Roundtree fight, Joe Rogan was screaming for them to stop the fight.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was screaming for them to stop the fight. He's like, this fight's over, guys. This is nonsensical now. You know,
that's crazy.
Kudos to the other guy. I think his name was Eric Anders. He came out in the 3rd round and kept it subpar competitive, you know, but you either have to submit him or knock him out, and you're not even able to stand up straight. It's over. You're a young kid.
It's over.
Let's save it for the next fight.
Save a few brain cells for the next fight.
That's why, like I was telling you this last night, I get mad when people are like, I can't watch the NFL anymore because, you know, it's so dangerous. I'm like, dude, what else do you watch? I love hockey and I love MMA. I'm like,
I love hockey. I love MMA. Like,
okay, fuck off.
Just as bad, if not worse.
Fuck off. We don't have any.
MMA is way worse.
MMA, like, we're on the 53rd, 54th Super Bowl. MMA's been around mainstream since '96.
Yeah.
We don't have any studies, guys.
We just don't have the numbers. Exactly.
People are just starting to retire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we don't have the full numbers.
At its inception,
you're gonna start seeing a lot of issues.
Yeah, at its inception, MMA was like the 10th Planet Eddie Bravo competitions now. It was a ton of ground stuff. And then somewhere along the line, we got Randy Couture and we got
turned more into a fucking
Iceman.
brawl.
The fuck was his real name? Iceman. Jesus Christ, he just fought Tito Ortiz. Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell was a knockout artist.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like,
Yeah,
we can throw boxing hands. Oh shit.
Yeah.
And now it's become this real stand up. There's a
there's a lot of stand up.
Outside of Khabib and DC, it's a lot of stand up.
Oh, it's a lot of stand up now.
You know,
which is why I like it. I never used to care to watch any of the UFC. Still not. I still prefer to watch boxing.
Oh
but,
yeah, boxing's.
You know, I'll watch the UFC because now you get more of that, right? It's not just two guys hugging each other on the ground
like it
for
now cause,
a half hour.
Because now you understand the stand up, right? And now when you watch, now when they do the ground stuff, instead of watching, going, I don't want to watch this for 3 minutes. You're learning. You're learning a little bit.
Because now it's not 30 minutes of it, right? It's not just 3 minutes on the ground. I can deal with a minute on the ground when I'm getting 2 minutes of stand up.
Yeah, I find myself appreciating groundwork a lot more these days.
Oh, absolutely.
Now I can see it because I see it for a minute or two, and then it's like, that just move of his left leg to split his legs, that was next level.
Yeah, I can appreciate it more. Not that I didn't appreciate it. I knew what they were doing was hard work, but you know, when you're just watching two guys hugging each other on the ground, kind of rolling around, moving legs, moving hands, you're not really seeing a whole lot, right?
No.
So it just wasn't entertaining to me.
Well, that's what it was.
Now you get a little bit of that, and you get some more stand-up. It's more entertaining.
Absolutely.
I like seeing guys just throw hands back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like boxing.
Yeah, that's why the last two fights last night were so good. They just stood up there.
Yeah, that last fight was great.
Yeah. I
didn't see the one before it, but that last one was fucking great.
Adesanya's fight was crazy. Not as crazy as Poirier's, but man, it was good.
Yeah.
Let me stick with the UFC real quick. I told everyone I would eat my words if TJ Dillashaw pissed hot, and they actually found out that he did, and he did.
He did. I saw that.
He did, and I want to clear something up because I say this frequently. Like my go-to MMA guys is usually Brendan and Luke Thomas from SiriusXM. I like listening to Brendan because he mixes in the funny. Luke Thomas just gives it to you straight, and he does a fantastic job.
Facts.
So if you do enjoy just reading and trying to learn a little bit more about MMA, please go follow Luke Thomas. He does a fantastic, next level job. And he's just a good dude, ex-Marine. Everything's great.
Nice.
But I think both of them really, really fucked up this week in the TJ Dillashaw failed test. He didn't fail for anabolic steroids or human growth hormone. He pissed hot for human recombinant erythropoietin, or EPO. And that's exactly what Lance Armstrong pissed hot for.
Oh shit!
He was blood doping.
Yeah.
Now I think when people hear anabolic steroids or human growth hormone, they automatically assume the worst in people.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. With anabolic steroids, and it's more with anabolic steroids. You and I could get down to the same weight. Obviously, our bodies are a little bit different. You're a little bit taller than me, but we could get down to the same weight and do the same amount of steroids and work out the exact same, and you might get more muscle mass and more power than me because that steroid has to be metabolized. It has to be broken down. It's just going to affect us differently. So obviously, it's going to give a fighter an advantage. And again, let me preface this: I don't enjoy when fighters piss hot. I think it's horrible, and I don't think they should do it. I like to see two dudes just train and get in there and
not
fucking
for
fight.
Fighting. I don't think you should be doing it for fighting. It should be all on training and your ability.
Yeah,
I say fucking baseball.
See, I don't like it in baseball because I think it can influence your swinging power and.
Yeah, well, but if they're all doing it, is it cheating? You know, that's the whole thing.
Definitely, I'll meet you there.
That's the whole thing.
I'll meet you there.
Fucking La Tour de France, fucking all of them are shooting up and losing balls, right?
Yeah, we
do it.
I'm
but
still
when it's a physical match and you're shooting up and the other guy isn't, it's not fair.
No,
it's not fair. It's cheating.
I'll say this: I'm still a Lance Armstrong supporter. I'm still
he just got caught. He just got caught.
He didn't get caught.
They were all doing it.
He didn't get caught. What happened with Lance Armstrong is he was an asshole.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He was throwing his teammates under the bus, and then they were like, well, I know everyone's dirty, but you're being a dick about it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and you got 7 yellow jerseys. So let me take all those yellow jerseys away. I don't think they should have taken his Tour de France's away, because if you would have piss test anyone, they all would have failed.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They were all hot.
He was just an asshole about it, and he threw teammates under the bus, and teammates had to take the fall for him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you all did the same shit, just he was better at it,
Yeah, he was.
But here's the thing where I think MMA guys that do this kind of stuff, that talk about steroids and EPO, they don't understand the science behind it. And I'm not saying that I completely do, but I think I have a better perspective.
Yeah.
EPO is, for me, it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous. And I'm very disappointed that it was EPO. I think I wouldn't be so mad at TJ if it was just growth hormone. Because a lot of times growth hormone just helps you recover most of the time. If it would have been, even if he would have pissed for a diuretic, I would have been like, okay, he was having to cut an exuberant amount of weight. He was going down in a weight class. The diuretic isn't going to help his stamina or his strength. It's just going to help him lose water. Like all it did was help him make weight. Like, all right. And then you get into like the weird ones, like estrogen blockers to increase your testosterone. It's here. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. EPO is super dangerous. And Luke Thomas made the analogy. He goes, I'm disappointed because you can naturally stimulate EPO in the body. You can naturally stimulate EPO release in the body. And Luke Thomas is absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. But what he's wrong in is EPO is released from your kidneys. And it's only released from your kidneys for a handful of reasons. The two most important being when you have low red blood cell count and when you're in hypoxic conditions like high altitude or oxygen deprivation. EPO is released from your kidneys to increase your reticulocyte count, your red blood cell count, your immature red blood cell count. So when you increase your immature red blood cell count, you're increasing your overall red blood cell count, which now you're able to deliver more oxygen to your tissues, right? So it's like saying, like here's NASCAR. NASCAR, all the cars are tested the same. They have the same specs. They go the same, right? But it's those turns, those 4 turns and those pit stops that makes the difference, right? And that's where drivers win. It would be like me taking NASCAR and turning it straight and going, we're just going to drive straight, no pit stops. All 32 drivers are going to cross the finish line practically at the same time. Yes, maybe one shifts quicker, but they're all going to make it the same, right? If I gave someone EPO, that's like saying all 32 cars, all the same, drive straight, we're good to go. But the last 300 feet, someone's got nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
You look at TJ Dillashaw's fights. He lost a few fights, and he's had this career resurgence, or he's won his last 7 or 8, and he just lost to Henry Cejudo. But he was winning late in the rounds. He beats Cody Garbrandt in the first 2 minutes of the fight, to win the whatever title he has. That EPO didn't help him there. It might have helped. It probably helped him in training because he's able to train longer and harder. But he knocked him out. It is what it is, right? But then you look at the second Cody Garbrandt fight. It goes into the second round. Cody starts to fatigue. TJ's got this motor that just doesn't stop. And everybody keeps saying, his motor, God, he's got this new trainer. And it's like, it's a science. He was a scientist who's never trained fighters before. And they're going, God, his stamina is just through the roof. Well, it's because there's no stop for him. There's no stop for him.
Yeah.
So for me, that is the most dangerous thing you could piss hot for, because you can literally go forever. So when someone's getting fatigued, you're just throwing blows. And it looks like you're huffing, but that motor's not even been touched, right? So where Luke Thomas and Brendan were kind of like, it's a big deal, but and it's like, no, guys, you're wrong. You're wrong. Yes, you can stimulate it naturally from your body, but you have to be in hypoxic conditions, right? Or you have to be anemic. If I'm just injecting EPO in my body and I'm not in hypoxia, It's like drinking 10 Red Bulls before I get in the octagon. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to kill you. So for me, this is a big deal, and it's a 2-year suspension. Now, they had an issue.
Think that's long enough?
I think it is. I think it is because he's 37. It more than likely ends his career. Now they went. Now here's the thing.
Maybe come back for 1 or 2.
Yeah, and here's another thing. They went back and they tested most of his samples. They tested his Garbrandt fight samples. They went back like 2 years so far, and I think they're going back even further. And he's coming back. He's coming back hot every one. So
whoa.
Yeah, and let me say this about EPO. If it makes your blood very, very viscous, very thick. If you inject too much, you could have a stroke. Like if you watch the
get clotted up.
Yeah, if you watch the Lance Armstrong documentary, he talks about how he had to get up in the middle of the night because it would wake him up. Like he knew when his blood was too thick.
Wow.
He'd have to wake up in the middle of the night, hop up on the Peloton, the stationary bike, and just bike it out because he had so much energy and so much oxygen, and his blood was so thick.
No wonder the motherfucker was so good. He's riding at 2 a.m.
Yeah. So talk about
get the blood flowing.
We'll talk about unrelenting stamina. He just rode 120 miles that day. Up the French Alps, gets up at 2 a.m. and goes, God, I got to get on this fucking bike, and I have to start in 6 hours, right? So when I look at this, I go, this is really bad for TJ, and this is really bad for the sport. But it also highlights another problem with the USADA, WADA, and the UFC. USADA being the U.S. anti-doping agency and the WADA being the World Anti-Doping Agency is EPO. They just recently developed the test to really show
so there's
that
probably a lot of people that are
there's
hot on it and they don't know yet.
A good few fighters that are pissing hot for it.
Yeah.
But UFC isn't testing every blood test for EPO, which is egregious to me. So the fact
why wouldn't they do it for every fight?
I don't know. They said it's a specialized
that
test.
Makes no sense.
And that's all that they're saying. That's all they've said about it. So the fact that TJ pissed hot, it was just he was randomly selected to be tested for EPO.
Yeah. So he's not the only one on it.
Yeah, and all of the fighters that he fought, like they've all come back real clean, nothing. So like when they come out against him, they're all clean.
Good to know. Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah, and apparently it's super, super expensive. Yeah. That part of it I don't know because Brendan talked about it. He's like, look, guys, when I was 27, I got offered all of the drugs. And he's like, and if I had the money and I wasn't living in my brother's basement, I would have damn sure did it. And he goes, and I'll tell you this, EPO, most expensive.
Yeah.
Most expensive. You know, and and there's a little bit of me that feels
most expensive because it's good and they couldn't detect it for a long time apparently, right? If they're just now starting to do the test.
Well, it's so dangerous, like for the person taking it, and it's you have to be constantly monitored.
Yeah. So
and a little bit of me felt bad for TJ because the moment like it came down the moment they released that it was EPO, his health trainer, I forget the guy's name. Who was considered like the guru for stamina, came out and was like, he denounced all of it, said that none of his fighters in his quote family do that. And he the way he typed this, he typed it in an Apple Note and then put it on Instagram.
Yep.
The way he typed it, it's like
annoying. It's like
he wrote it and then literally had the dictionary open in another page and was just changing words to make him sound smarter because he's a PhD. No, it was horrible. It was blatant that he did that. And look, you have a PhD in this stuff. You're gonna tell me you had no fucking idea? He has to get these injections throughout the week, and he's got to be constantly monitored via blood test. You're gonna tell me you spend 5 weeks with him from sun up to sundown, and you had no idea? Like you're lying.
Yeah,
you're lying.
Yeah.
So
well, he was getting worried and trying to save his face, right?
You're lying, but. I just wanted to highlight that EPO is one of the most dangerous drugs. I think it's like the most dangerous in terms of cage fighting. Because you saw last night, that first round, it was real competitive. And then the second round, you saw both fighters start to fatigue. And then it becomes chess. I got to pin you up against the cage, right? Yeah. I gotta be careful. I don't want to get knocked out because I'm tired.
Second, third, fourth win.
Right? Now that's the beauty of cage fighting and boxing too. But if you can just go and go and go, you have that's more of an advantage than strength. In my opinion.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can have a guy that's stronger than you, but if he wears out and you don't, and you can stay on him and keep hitting him, you can take it.
Yeah.
You can take it.
That's my rant about TJ. I was just disappointed that people weren't really like critical of it. Like they were critical, obviously, because it's a 2-year ban. That's a hefty suspension. But people were like, it's bad. But I'm like, no, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah. Well, I guess since we're basically just doing an hour of energy drinks and fighting, Conor's now claiming that he had a broken foot when he fought Khabib.
I saw a headline about it. I didn't even click it.
Yeah. I did. I clicked on it and read it. It didn't really give anything. It's basically just saying that he's claiming that he broke his foot 3 weeks before.
He might have. I mean, I don't deny that.
Yeah, he might have. No telling for sure.
It's I don't
know that there would be any reason for him to come out with it now that would hurt or help. You know what I mean? Like you're retired, so okay, quote unquote retired. So what the fuck's the point?
I'm not sure.
And 2, was it not brought up before because you didn't want to make an excuse? Why is it coming out now? What does it matter?
If I had to guess, I would say, and this one of the things I love.
Trying to bait him in?
No, one of the things I love about Conor, and I told you I'll ride his dick until he comes out that he's a horrible person.
Until he's a shitty person.
One of the beautiful things about Conor, and so the thing I noticed early on, is that when he does take a loss, he just goes, he was the better fighter. He talks a fuck ton of shit, and him and Khabib genuinely do not like each other.
Yeah,
that's not.
It was obvious. It's obvious with the Mayweather fight that it was all a work, right? They didn't hate each other like they were playing. They did, but him and Khabib fucking can't stand each other.
No, and
for sure.
After the fight, all he said was, good knock. I'll try to get you next time. I think that was his whole quote.
Try to get you on the next one. Something like that.
When he lost to Nate Diaz, he just said, "Hey, he's the better fighter tonight. What are you going to do?"
He was the better fighter.
You take this is a learning experience. So. I think he's a wonderful loser.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
So if I had to guess,
I can agree with that.
If I had to guess, knowing Conor, is he didn't want to say that after the fight.
He didn't want it as an excuse.
To look like an excuse. And you don't want to say it pre-fight because then it might not happen, right? Now, why does he say it now? It's because UFC did offer Khabib a Conor-Habib rematch. And Habib said, no, he needs to win a fight before I fight him again. Straight up no.
Wow.
Straight up no.
Wow.
And he.
Well, I knew it would be a no, but I didn't know the.
It had nothing to do with.
Fight first.
It had nothing to do with. He said he needs to go win a fight, a big fight before he. Like saying you're no longer a main event.
He needs to prove himself.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah, you're not up there like you used to be. You haven't done shit in a couple of years. You need to go and have a match and prove it.
So if it and that's
fair.
That's recently come out.
I can meet him there.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair.
Yeah. Look, if it would have been a little bit more competitive, you go, hey, run that. That's an immediate run back.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
It was competitive in the second and third round. First round was all Habib.
Yeah, but there was pretty much no doubt Habib had him.
Yeah, fourth round was all Habib. That was it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind Habib saying that. I think he's not. I don't think he's wrong in that. But
I don't think he is either.
I think that's a rebuttal for Conor. Like, look.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't hear him say that, so that makes more sense.
You got me, but I also had a broken foot, so it's kind of hard when you're wrestling someone with a broken foot. So if
absolutely.
That's my speculation. I don't know.
Yeah,
but if I know Conor
is
as decent as I think I do, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad take for sure. Not a bad take.
But I think you'll see Conor come out of retirement here before June.
Yeah, I'm sure.
June. I think he comes out before June.
I'm sure. Yup. All right. Well, what do we want to do here? We want to.
So I had been sitting.
Switch gears.
I had been sitting on this article for a couple of probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I didn't want to post it because it's a touchy article, and I didn't want people to think that I was being a homophobe or transphobic person.
Okay.
But there's new studies coming out, and this is all legal. Doctors are now giving 8-year-old girls testosterone. Who?
Oh yeah, I saw you posted that.
Yeah, it's been in our Instagram drafts for a week plus, and I was like, I gotta post this, but I really wanted to use my words, choose my words wisely.
Yeah.
So the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is a foundation that's they have a quest to stop dangerous transgender treatments on minors.
Okay.
I didn't know that this was a thing, and I'm halfway through medical school. Legit did not know this was a thing, and I showed it to some of my my classmates. Like, have y'all heard anything about this? And they were all stunned. No, like a resounding no. There's a government-funded research now that allows wrong sex hormones such as testosterone to be given to girls as young as 8 years old who are claiming that they're the wrong gender. Like they
That's
want to.
atrocious. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, and
You're gonna let an 8-year-old decide?
Yep.
That they need fucking testosterone shot into them?
It used to be.
Sorry.
It used to be 13, and these leftists now have got
still
it down
young.
to 8 years old.
That's 13, still too young.
And here's the thing. Everything, and I said this at the bottom of the post. I said everything what did I say? Again, I'm all for people doing what they want with their own life, but decisions like this should not be made by an impressionable child and or their parents, for that matter. It should be done by the person experiencing these desires at an appropriate age. But no, this type of logic ends up being labeled as transphobic in an attempt to end all such discussions on the matter, and that's a fact.
Yeah, they just don't want to talk about it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. They just don't want to talk about it. They want to say this is what it is. We're right and you're wrong. And if you don't agree with what we're doing, you're transphobic. And it's like, well, no. Think about it for a minute. Take your fucking head out of your ass and think about it for a minute. This whole thing, these days of these kids making all these decisions at 8 years old. You fucking kidding me? I could barely wipe my own ass at 8 years old.
Bro, ask me what I was doing at 8. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I was
I was on the backside of my martial arts career,
jerking off and playing with Legos. Legos.
Yeah,
fuck.
I was on the backside of my martial arts career, trying to get into some football. I played a couple seasons of baseball. That's what I remembered from 8. Like,
yeah, I started playing baseball at 8.
Yeah.
Fucking over here deciding that I need testosterone shot or estrogen shot up in me. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and this is all.
It's
this is all new medicine, and it's not. I hate calling it medicine, but it's new medicine. So you get these experts, these doctors that are leftists, and they go, "There's nothing wrong with halting puberty." Like, what are you doing? What?
Yeah.
Do you have any proof
Let them
that it's
go
not
through puberty for one, and then see how they feel, right?
You go. Do you have any?
And then from there, you're still too hormonal to really make the decisions.
Well, you go. Do you have any proof that it's not bad? And they go, well, no. And then they go, well, do you have any proof that it is bad? I was like, no, because it's a natural metabolic process.
Yeah. Jesus.
Most I say this all the time. Most experts believe that your frontal cortex of your brain isn't fully formed until 25. Look, the latest studies this year are saying 25 might not even be the number. It might even be the late 20s, early 30s. We know for sure the rationale part of your brain does not fully develop until somewhere in the late 20s. That is a for sure thing. So to sit there crazy. And believe, like when they want to lower the voting age to 16, I'm like, I don't even think at 18.
No,
like it's a decent.
I don't. I don't. But
we
can't be trusted to take a sip of alcohol until 21. But you can be trusted to decide who's going to run the country. Get the fuck out.
And I get the argument. We allow them to join the military at 18. They should be able to vote. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to argue against that.
I understand that.
I'm not going to argue against that. You know, I can't expect
the
someone
only reason
to fight.
they want people at night between 19 and 25 is because they're stupid and they can fucking tell them whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because their brain's still developing and you're creating a new person.
Yep.
Right? Hey, go kill these people because it's for your country. Okay, sounds good, boss.
I've known you since, we were 19, 20?
19, yeah.
I like to think that I'm kind of the same person, but I know we've both changed slightly.
Well, we're similar people,
yeah,
but we're also very different.
Yeah.
You know, you grow with age.
Things I care about.
We've known each other 11, 12 years now.
Yeah. Things I care about have changed.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Like if you'd asked me 10 years ago, like, what are like your central dogmas? Like, what do you care about the most? It's different today. It's much different today.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That changes. Everything in your life changes with age.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your feelings, priorities, it all changes.
I don't know how any kind of physician or anyone can stand up and tell me that this is okay giving an 8-year-old testosterone. You know,
yeah.
It's in some situations
fucked up.
It's legal to give a mastectomy as early as 13.
That's fucked up.
Let me put this in perspective for those of you that listen and don't like pay attention to our Instagram too much. As a physician, it is illegal to take a healthy limb from a child. You have to do everything you have to do to save it. So if a child comes in a car accident and they're just mangled, we have to do everything that we can to try to save all their limbs, obviously save them. That's number one priority, right? You can't just...
Yeah, if it has to come off, it has to come off,
yeah,
but you have to at least do everything you can to save it.
You can't willingly be like, I want to take my arm off. I don't like my arm. That's illegal. You lose your license.
Yeah.
But if you come to my office and then you go, I want a mastectomy, I'm 13, that's okay.
Cut my dick off.
I'm going to take off perfectly good reproductive organs, but I can't take an arm?
Yeah, that makes no
sense. It makes no
at all.
sense.
No, that makes no sense.
And a lot of these arguments, when you go, guys, pump the brakes. Like this makes no logical sense.
Now you're the bad guy.
The rebuttal, 100% of the time is, well, if you don't support your children at a young age, they have a higher rate of depression, suicide, bipolar, schizophrenia. No, that's wrong. There's a study out there that does tell you that, but there's hundreds of others that tell you no. That's.
I mean, yes. There's supporting your child and there's feeding into it because of the media. You know what I mean? And letting them make a decision at 8 years old.
The people that tell you...
Most decisions a kid's going to make at 8 years old is going to be wrong.
Yep. The people that tell you they have a higher risk of suicide and depression, they're literally just talking about one solitary journalistic study. One. But there have been plenty of others that go... it's just biased. It doesn't make suicide better and it doesn't make it worse. The numbers are the same. The same amount of people that are killing themselves that don't get gender reassignment surgery, and then the ones that do kill themselves after gender reassignment surgery is the same. Jeez. It's not making them feel any better. Right? Yeah. Because a lot of times it's societal. It's the way people look at you, right? So now I'm Uncle Boobah today, and now I'm Aunt Boobah tomorrow. People are going to still look at me weird.
Absolutely.
Whether I chop my cock off or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the reaction's still the same. You think Caitlyn Jenner, or whatever the fuck her name is, you think she's any more happier now?
Probably not.
Maybe on some level, because she feels more herself.
Yeah, in certain areas, yes.
There's still people that look at her and go, that was once the greatest athlete in the world. Mm-hmm. You know, like Michael, I think his name, Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire. He did a lecture at the University of Missouri, and I listened to it, and it was wonderful. It was a 20-minute lecture at the University of Missouri, and the lecture was titled "Men Are Not Women," and a leftist, I guess gender binary, whatever the fuck he was, bum rushed inside the lecture hall and had a super soaker full of this white substance and sprayed it all over the guy. And you know, first off, if someone from the right did that, they'd have a heart attack. But he's staging a chemical assault, which is a felony, but the substance was I guess just water with some other harmless stuff just to make it smell like bleach and paint. Mm-hmm. So obviously you can't charge him with a felony, but he made a great point, and he's like, you understand that people that are like pro-transgender, some of the true like honorable feminists, like the non-extremists, don't agree with the transgender community. And he's like, and there's a central reason for that. He says, feminism, the definition of feminism is what it means to be a woman in light of male oppression. Yeah. Feminism means women's define their own identity separate from men. That's perfectly fine with me. Transgender
sounds good.
Transgender's definition is what it means to be a woman from the perspective of a man. And I went, well, that don't make much sense. How's that? And he goes, men define womanhood as inclusive of men. And I went, all right. And he goes, the example would be a drag queen. Drag queens are caricatures of women through the eyes of a man. And I went, oh, home run.
Yeah.
Home run.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what that is. They're overtly sexual. All their pieces are hanging out. Like, that's exactly what most men see. And then he made the comment about oppression and privilege and how they've drastically switched. Back in the 50s, if you were oppressed, that was a negative thing. Mm-hmm. Like, you were held down. Now, if you're privileged, you're held down. And now if you're oppressed, that's a good thing. Because now you're afforded more opportunities. And he goes, we're living in a society that's just absolutely, they're trying to flip society. And
it's backwards, yeah.
What happens if we allow this to occur? And when he said that, I sat there and I stopped everything and I went on a 5-minute existential meditation where the world's coming to an end.
Yeah.
If we get to a point where oppression becomes the thing you strive for, and privilege is the thing you want to avoid, we are fucked. We are in for some trouble.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep. That's all I got this week.
That's all you got, huh? Where are we at?
120.
120-ish?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You got anything? This week?
Yeah, let's see. I saw something that was interesting. We're always on top of them Tesla updates, so this was interesting. I haven't read it in a couple days. Let me refresh real quick. Here's the article.
You said Tesla?
Yeah, so Tesla and Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, FCA, are joining in a sense. So FCA is paying Tesla a reported hundreds of millions of euros to allow Tesla cars to be counted in the FCA's fleet. Sounds good, right? Okay, cool. We're gonna sell Teslas in Europe, through Fiat and Chrysler. That'll give them a good in over there. Good for everybody, right?
And I don't mean to stop you. Is Chrysler? Did they mention Chrysler sales declining as a reason for this, or?
Oh no. So everything sounds good until you get to the reason. Okay. Right. So it's not that. It's actually worse, because that would just make sense, right? Hey, we're declining. Let's bring your new stuff over here.
Chrysler owns Chrysler, Dodge, Mercedes, and like I think one.
Yeah, and
Fiat,
and a couple
obviously,
others.
Right?
Yeah, so apparently in Europe it's Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, FCA. So what they exactly have over there aside from that, I'm not sure.
I know it's Dodge, and I know Dodge and Mercedes for sure.
Yeah. Isn't Jeep under that now?
Yeah, Jeep too. Then yeah.
Yeah. But so now they're saying, well, it looks like they want Tesla's electric vehicles to be counted, so their average emissions level will be brought down.
There it is.
So the EU is now lowering the standard emissions to 95 grams per kilometer like on average for your fleet of cars. What do your cars put out? And let's get the average of all of them, and it needs to be under or up to 95 grams a kilometer.
Gotcha.
Right now, FCA is above average at 123 grams. So they need to cut 28 grams of emissions per kilometer by 2021.
And what better way?
And instead of trying to do that, they're trying to add electric cars so it brings their number down.
Yeah, and what better way than get a fleet of cars that will literally add to zero.
That have no emissions. Exactly. Hey, look at all these other cars we have now and are selling. Boom, your average number is now under what it is, because they could be facing fines up to about 2 billion euros by 2021 if they can't get their number down.
Well, I know.
I would hope that Tesla would be like, hey, you're doing this for the wrong reason, and if you can get your numbers down, then maybe we can talk.
No,
you know?
they need the cash. They need the cash flow.
Well, they need the cash, but it kind of goes against what they're trying to do in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't like it on either side.
No. I mean, it's
not good.
You're not making the environment.
The whole point in electric, the whole point in the electric cars,
at that point.
Better for the environment, right? Now you're not doing anything for the environment, and you're helping a company that's doing the complete opposite. They're letting their cars stay high. They're not trying to fix it. All they're trying to do is bring your cars in to bring their numbers down so they don't have to fix it, right?
I'm not even sure that Chrysler has a hybrid option. I know they do flex fuel for like the Dodge Caravan and some Dodges.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure they have something,
I think they have
right?
a Jeep.
Some kind of hybrid.
Brother, I don't think they have a hybrid car. I think they're that far behind the curve.
Really? That's why it's like, well, fuck, we got to do something.
Oh, let me just Google like Chrysler hybrid.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing too.
I'm not sure they have a hybrid. Oh, the 2018 Pacifica is a hybrid.
Okay, well, so 2018, we're not looking too good here.
Yeah, I can't tell you that. I can't like they. I don't believe they have like a standalone hybrid or fully green.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Pacifica
and
hybrid.
I think Jeep and Dodge just do flex fuels.
The only thing I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a minivan. It's a hybrid minivan. Yeah, no wonder they're not fucking making enough
Jeep
of those.
doesn't
Who's buying a hybrid minivan right now?
Jeep doesn't have a hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
Mercedes has hybrids.
Yeah, they do. So that helps. Let's come out with more of those.
Right?
But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they do.
That's
pretty
interesting.
Sure they do. Yeah, I thought it was a shitty move on both sides.
Yeah, it's like two wrongs don't make a right, you know. Even though like it's not two wrongs.
Yeah, I can understand the want. I can understand the want on both sides, but how about figure out the issue and fix it, right? Get your numbers down.
Yeah, the EU's getting real strict on the emissions. I think they want combustible engines. I think that some countries are actually doing away with combustible engines altogether by 2030.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
over the next 30 years. The plan is to try and get off of a lot of oils and combustible engines.
I mean, based on like the little bit that I've read, this is one of those instances. I think if people listen to this, they think I'm just a righty. I do disagree with the right in global warming and a plethora of other issues.
Oh, absolutely.
Global warming is one of my big ones. I do believe it's occurring at a drastic rate. But the little bit that I've read, I think you'll see by 2040 there's no more combustible engines on the road. I think 2040. I think 19 years. Or what are we, 2019, 21 years?
I don't know about seeing
2040.
No more on the road. That would mean everybody needs to... I don't know that everybody's going to... Oh. There's still going to be cars driving around.
You watched. Because the Green New Deal, one of the things in the Green New Deal was no combustible engines by 2030. So let's say Trumpy gets reelected here in 2020. In 2024, I'd almost assume it's a Democratic swing. So 2024.
Yeah. If it doesn't happen on this one, it happens on the next one for sure. So that's how it works.
Yeah, you get a Democratic
swing. You go back
swing.
and forth.
Yeah.
You get a Demi for 8 years. You get a Republican for 8. Maybe from time to time you get a double. You know, you get 2 in a row on one side. but they tend to be a little more central. One of them tends to be a little more central. If it's the first one, well, then the next one's a little more hard. If the first one's a little hard to the left or right, then the next one's usually a little more central.
I mean, if he loses,
it evens out.
If he loses this election coming up, which I would estimate that at this point he doesn't, because they're too extreme. Mm-hmm. The left is just too extreme.
Yeah, and that's the problem, I think. And there's so many of them trying to run right now.
God, so many.
It's like every day that you get another couple.
If they were to win today, then if they won today, they'd have the president and they'd have the House. The Republicans have the Senate.
Yeah.
They could pass legislation like the Green New Deal and outlaw combustible engines by a set date. So I 2030, I think is too soon. That's 11 years.
Yeah, but that's too soon to get everybody. I think
2040. There's a list, and I'm talking a list of countries that have banned combustible engines by 2030. Some by 2050. I think 2040 is our year.
Yeah.
You're gonna see combustible engines. So all you car guys out there, car people, they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're definitely. Look, I'll say this: it's definitely on the agenda to outlaw them by some.
Oh, it's on there.
You know?
Yeah, it is on there for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I like Tesla so much. I'm trying to give them a pass. I'm trying to be biased.
Yeah, of course you are. I mean, I like them, and I'd love to have one. I think they're still a little pricey.
Yeah.
I'd love to see one under 30 for sure.
You know who just came out with a hybrid? And it looks pretty decent. Toyota RAV4 hybrid.
Really?
Yeah, it looked real decent.
Those aren't terrible. Although I haven't seen.
It was like 30,000 top line.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah, no top line. That's not.
I think I did like a little post this week about global warming and shit like that, and I was like, the global warming activists, they go about it such a wrong way. They demonize non-conforming thinking global warming activists. Like, if you don't fully believe in it, you're the worst. It's like, look, if you want to get people on your side, show them the economical benefits of going green.
Yeah.
Show them how you no longer have electricity bills. Show them how affordable some hybrid cars are now. Because now we're at this time where hybrid cars are kind of affordable, kind of not, but better than it was.
They're getting there.
And they don't look like a dental dam.
Yeah.
They don't look like you're just climbing on top of a tampon.
You're getting an actual... Yeah, you're getting a normal looking car that's hybrid.
You know, hit people where people are very aesthetic. They like to be pleased aesthetically. Hit them and go the vain aspect, and you'll see how you get some change. Stop telling people that they're terrible people. It's like the vegans.
Yeah.
You're terrible. You're killing animals. I didn't kill the animal. I'm just eating it.
Yeah. But then they'll wear a fucking leather belt. Go fuck yourself.
The fucking animal would eat me if it had to. Give me a break. Like, relax.
Yeah,
relax.
Absolutely. Also, you wouldn't be here to complain about it if fucking your ancestors didn't eat meat.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just what it is.
100%. Yeah, that's strange. And Chrysler sucks. Chrysler sucks so much. I'm more mad that they partnered up with Chrysler. That's what I'm most mad about. Have you ever had a Chrysler?
No.
Oh, they're terrible.
I've had a Dodge and I hated it. Not that I don't hate all Dodge. I didn't like. I had a shitty neon in college, and that was just. I always.
I remember that car.
It was what I needed for a little while to get by.
I remember that car.
God, I like the idea of a RAV4 hybrid. Actually.
Oh, dog! It don't look bad, does it?
No, I'm looking. No, RAV4 hybrid starting at 27.
That ain't bad, is it?
And that's a 2019.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a 2018.
No, this is brand new.
A little used.
No, this is brand new.
Okay, they didn't have a hybrid before this.
No, brand new.
All right, well, give it a year.
Yeah,
I'll give it a year.
It looks nicely inside. Nice little compact SUV.
Yeah.
I did a whole little build and priced one. I was like, this isn't bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not hating it.
Yeah, I had a Chrysler and it sucked dick.
Yeah, you had a PT, didn't you?
Yeah. I drove a hearse.
That's the worst.
Drove a hearse, son.
That's the worst. Oh man, that gray with the black rims.
Fuck yeah. I think I was listening to a podcast, like audio, the ad ran. It was a Toyota ad. I was like, oh shit, look at this.
Yeah.
Fuck, Chryslers are terrible. Like Jeeps were bad for a little bit there. Like the Wranglers got real good, and then they were like, oh yeah, let's have Chrysler build more since we're selling so many. And it's like, oh no, they went to shit. Let's not have that. Dodges are making a resurgence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are.
And Fiats are just ugly. You know who liked Fiats? I'll give you one guess. If you don't get it right, I don't know.
Who liked Fiats?
Yeah, who thought that they were nice looking cars?
I know this person, obviously.
Yeah.
You gotta give me One Direction.
This person
that's too wide.
Well,
this
person's
close. Be anybody.
This person is a friend of ours, and he likes cars.
Oh, Swole?
Yeah, of course, man.
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure if you were going down another road, a BG road,
no, son,
an old lady road.
No,
I wasn't sure what road we were going
I would
down.
never.
That's why I said I need something. Swole was my first guess, but I needed something.
Pump the fucking brakes. If I dated a girl and she was like, "I'm getting a Fiat," we're breaking up.
Well,
pump the brakes.
That's why I said it.
No, I forget. I met him somewhere, and he rolled up in that, and I was like, "What is that?" He was like, "It's one of my friend's car. I'm just driving around for a couple of days." He's like, "It's a nice car. I think I might get one." I was like, "Yeah, find a new friend."
Find a new friend.
He's like, "Do you want to drive?" I said, "Nope, I don't want to get in it."
No.
I don't want to have my cock disappear.
That's great.
Looks like R. Kelly's bank account went into the negatives finally. Good for him.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out to that 13-year-old boy that bought his mom a car because she didn't have a car for their family. He did a bunch of odd jobs around the neighborhood and sold his Xbox and some other shit, and then he bought her a car. So shout out to that kid. Like, that's inspirational, man.
Yeah.
That's inspirational.
Yeah.
Kid's got a good head on his shoulder. My quick attack at AOC this week. I don't like bringing up Ilhan Omar on the podcast just because she's very divisive and she's a staunch anti-Semite. But she made the offhanded comment. I don't know how it happened. I saw the video and I still didn't understand how it came about. But they got on the topic of 9/11, and her response was, "Yeah, some people did some things that day." That was her exact quote.
What?
Yeah, I've said this before. I think we had awareness of 9/11. I don't think we did anything to stop it. So it's partially an inside, but mostly an outside job. But we lost nearly 3,000 Americans that day. So regardless of how you feel about it, you shouldn't denervate it. You shouldn't denervate it down to, some people did some things. I think that's absolutely egregious, especially on top of like your political stance on some things. I just don't think that's a good look. There's a video that of her talking in an interview, and she was basically making a mockery of like this terrorism class that she took in college here in the U.S. and how people were so afraid of Al Qaeda. Well, yeah, they were afraid of Al Qaeda because they were very dangerous, lady.
Yeah,
And like I said, I had a lot of hope for Ilhan Omar. She's a Somalian who wears a hijab. I think she's a Muslim. I like to see that kind of diversity in our political system, but she's just used it for hate, in my opinion. So obviously the president came out and attacked her on it. He really didn't attack her, but he said some very negative things. Like, we can't stand for this kind of rhetoric from a person in a political position. And I know he's not in the greatest of positions to say those things. But then AOC came out and said, members of Congress have a duty to respond to the president's explicit attacks today. Ilhan Omar's life is in danger. For our colleagues to be silent is to be implicit in the outright dangerous targeting of a member of Congress. We must speak out. Lady, you're a public figure. You're open for criticism. When someone criticizes you, they're not attacking you as a person. The president didn't ask for people to come and kill her. Okay? When you say shit like that, and we have Americans dying every day overseas protecting the freedoms that we have, when you say something like that, people are very upset. That's a triggering thing for some people. You people on the left like to talk about trigger warnings. Talk about trigger warnings to someone that has PTSD, right? Then she came at like Dan Crenshaw a little bit. Dan Crenshaw is a Republican congressman out of some state. I think he's a good dude. He's I guess they attacked him for, I don't know what she said to him, but she said something about, what he does for freedom. Like, it's just idiotic because, oh, wait, he enlisted in the military, became a Navy a Marine. He became a Marine.
Yeah.
Got blown up by an IUD, had multiple surgeries, lost his eye, then went back on 2 more tours after losing his eye. They had to medically retire him because he started losing vision in the other one, even though he didn't want to. Takes the forced military retirement, gets into Harvard, and is now a congressman. So please don't attack someone for freedom because that's all they've done for us.
Yeah.
Relax.
Oh, shit.
And when she made the comment about Ilhan Omar, of all quotes to pull to solidify your statement, she used a quote. First, they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came out for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew.
Jews.
Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Why would you use a Holocaust quote in defense of someone that has used anti-Semitic slurs multiple times in public situations? That is idiotic, Alexandria. You wonder why you're getting roasted.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you here.
Bunch of dummies not thinking.
Look, there's a handful of things that politicians should know not to do. Don't come at the military. Don't talk about American lives being lost. That should be number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope to never bring up Ilhan Omar again on this podcast. I hope that's my goal. Never bring her up again.
Don't do it.
Yeah, she compared targeting Omar to fucking like Hitler on another tweet I don't even want to read. It's just...
Jeez.
Yeah, it's just... You criticize someone and you go, oh my God, their death wishes. No, you're a public figure. Like if someone emailed us saying your podcast is trash, I'd go, well, elaborate. Why do you think it's trash?
Yeah. Why do you think it's trash?
And
that's also your opinion. So, hey, you don't like it? Fine, you don't like it.
If they write me back a paragraph and they detail why I'm wrong on everything I say and how I'm a terrible person, I'm literally going to respond. I will consider your opinions. Thank you for your critique. We need those things.
Yeah.
Not, my God, you can't do that. Like, oh my God, relax. There was and I'll end on this. They were looking at like, I don't know how this came about again, but I think they were looking at like presidents and like their finances. And they were like, people keep thinking that Trump is benefiting. Like he went into the presidency with like $4.5 billion net worth, and he's down to like under 3 now. Because the tax cuts really hurt him a little bit. And like some people are obviously boycotting his hotels and shit like that. He's lost like,
for sure.
He's lost like a little over $1.5 billion. I'm so sorry, Donald. You lost $1.5 billion. You still got 3. Fuck off. But it was like Obama went from like I think his net worth going in was like just a hair over $1 million, and now he's worth 40 because of all the book deals and movies and appearances. And it was like Hillary. Yeah. Hillary was like in the hundreds of thousands, and now she's worth like over 100 or some shit. And they were like, so relax on the who's benefiting from this shit. And I was like,
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, should we wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, sure.
140.
Yeah, sure. Let's call
140
it a day.
I had a few other things, but nothing crazy.
I had a couple more things open.
Don't want to get these too long.
Yeah, I just looked up and I saw 145. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple of
shave
things.
A couple minutes off of that for the start.
Yeah, I gotta work on not having this long monologue at the beginning. Last couple, it's been fun though. Last couple weeks, because last couple of weeks it hasn't been like much politics. It's been more like just shit. I've been trying to not get so tied in.
So hot.
Yeah, and I just get mad because like I'm a centralist at heart. So when I see shit on both sides,
yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Not making anything better. Ugh. But also, it's the greatest time to live because it's much better than it was 10 years ago. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody wants to admit that, though.
No. All right. Well, good stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably be live with you next week. It'll be great.
That's true.
Be great.
Yeah. When are you supposed to get in?
Midday Sunday.
Midday Sunday?
Yeah, like 1:32.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I could always come scoop you up. Although I'm sure Michelle will be sitting at the airport at fucking 10 a.m. waiting for you.
Yeah, Shelly was like, well, go eat wherever you want. And I was like, I want tacos. She's like, you just bitched about having tacos for like 60-some days straight.
Yeah, but now you need real tacos, real good tacos.
Now I need tasty ones.
Yeah, now you need that good shit.
Don't tell me I can...
You need to recalibrate.
Don't tell me I could... wherever it will go, wherever I want to go. Like, because I'm saying...
and then you're going to...
Capital Grill. Give me $100 steak.
Yeah, but you know she'd fucking do it too if that's what you wanted. You know she would.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, man.
So, all right. Well, should I play us out?
Yeah, I guess. Who knows?
All right.
What do we got?
Right,
What do we got?
I'm just going to throw it out there.
I started two-finger Louie in her.
I started two-finger Louie in her.
On that note, bye.